Hi, Stuart here, and today's video is the Dear Me tag, which was, suggested to me by Adam Waters. So I thought I would do it. It seemed quite interesting video to do. And I've been having to think ever since she mentioned it, and it's really hard. I mean, if I was to write a letter to my younger self, it's quite a typical answer, but I would tell myself that it does get better. Though it seems like you're going through hell right now. And if you watch my previous Draw My Life video, you'll understand what I mean by my life was quite hell. It does get better. Just hang in there. You know, all these experiences that you're going through them for a reason, because it's making you the person you're going to become today, the person who I am right now. And fair enough, I'm not exactly perfect or anything. I've got major issues, but it has made me the person I am, as in I feel like I am a kind person. I'm caring, maybe sometimes too caring, because I let people take advantage of me sometimes, you know, but I wouldn't change any of my life experiences, as hellish as some of them were. I needed to go through them for a reason, even if maybe that reason hasn't yet been revealed to me, you know, but they were all for a reason. I've learned a lesson from each one of them. Even though at the time it seemed just like I just wanted to give up. I literally wanted to die at one point because it was so awful, and I'm glad I didn't, because now, I mean, high school was the worst, and as soon as high school was over, it got better. Because, I mean, in high school, everything's dramatic, everything is like the world's against me or whatever, you know, and everyone's fighting their own battle, and you think you're alone, that you're the only one dealing with something, but everyone's dealing with something in high school, you know, everyone is fighting their own battle. And so when you leave school, you don't have any of that drama, and you can just focus on yourself and, you know, what makes you happy, not what you're being told to do because, you know, you're too young and you're at school or whatever, you know what I mean. Like, when you leave school, you become a young adult, you get to make your own life choices, and you can choose things that make you happy instead of being forced to do something that doesn't make you happy, if that makes any sense. And for me, leaving school was like the best thing ever, because I left school, I met my fiance. And fair enough, we've been through lots of rough patches, I'm not going to deny we have been through so much. But the thing is, we always get through it, and we're always together, and we always know that we love each other. And maybe if I didn't go through the things I went through, maybe I would have met him. I would have been where I was to have met him. If I didn't, for example, if you watch my Draw My Life video, you'll know what I mean here. If you haven't watched it, you'll understand. But I had to move in with my dad for a while, for like 11 months, which was hell. But if I didn't move in with my dad, I wouldn't have had that argument with that girl. And then, sorry, the cat caught my attention there. And then I wouldn't have, when I moved back with my mum, I wouldn't have got threatened. My life wouldn't have got threatened. And I would never have moved to Montrose. And I would never have met my fiance. So you see what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. I was meant to go through this stuff to get me to where I was to meet my fiance, if that makes any sense. So I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And though it feels like the worst thing in the world, and it feels like you're going through hell, don't give up. Just go with it as best you can, you know, make the best of the situation. Because eventually it'll be over, and you'll realise that it was something that was meant to happen, and something that'll bring you to something good. It might take a while, it might be a short amount of time, or it might take you longer, you know, your journey might of sadness or misery or whatever you want to call it might be a long time, you know, you might go through it for a few months, a few weeks, a few years, but hang in there, make the best of your situation. I know it's a lot easier said than done, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. I know it's very difficult, but just remember that good things are going to come your way when the time is right. You just got to be patient, make the best of your situation, learn whatever you can learn from that situation, and prepare yourself for what's coming next. And hope that it's better. And if it's not, again, just do what you done last time. And eventually you'll get to where you need to be to find your happiness. That's the way I see it. And I know I'm not like naive or nothing. I know sometimes life doesn't work out so great and fantastic. I mean, mine didn't. I mean, I thought, like I said, it did get better. I got introduced to my fiance and we were happy, and then I ended up getting PCOS, which is not great, but hey, I'm alive. I have the love of my life. I have amazing friends, even though apart from one, they are all online friends, but to me, that does not make them any less of a friend, just because they're not in the same town or even same country, you know. They're still a very important part of my life, and I never want anyone to think that they're not, and just because they're in a different town or country or whatever, different part of the country, they're still equally, you know, a friend to me, because I don't make friends easily, and when I make a friend, I make a friend, you know. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't take friendship lightly, I don't. If I'm your friend, then you know I'm your friend. You can trust me, and I will always be there, you know. I'm honestly that type of person. If you seriously make a friend of me, then I will be your friend for life. And as long as, you know, you don't misuse my friendship and my trust or whatever, then I will always be your friend. So, even if it is an online friend, if I make a friend, then, you know, you're my friend. And I just kind of repeat myself. Anyway, yeah, so I've got very few, like 5 or 6, apart from one, like I said, they're all online, but they are amazing friends. I have an amazing mum. Fair enough, recently I lost my brother because he's, I don't even know what word to use for him, childish. But anyway, that's his problem, not mine. If he doesn't want to be part of my life, I can't force him to be. He wasn't exactly a role model brother in the first place, so I don't really feel like I'm losing anything. But I've got my mum, I've got my friends, I've got my family, or what's left of my family. Family's kind of falling apart, but you know, the few that are sticking together mean the world to me. And what more can a girl want? Like I said, fair enough, I've got PCOS, and it's a battle I'll be fighting for the rest of my life, and I've got to seriously be careful of everything I put into my body or on my body. But still, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm alive and I have everything I just previously mentioned. So it can't all be bad. I mean, some days I have really bad days where I just feel like everything's against me and I break down. And who wouldn't, you know? People are allowed to break down. We need to let it all out. And then I don't know about anyone else, but once I've had that breakdown, once I've got it all out, I begin to feel okay again, and I slowly, gradually build up my positivity. And then I'll go on for a while, then I'll break down again, but it's okay, because as long as I keep getting back up, that's the most important thing. So, that is what I would say to my younger self. In a nutshell, is don't give up, make the best of the situation you're in, even though it feels like hell, make the best of it, learn whatever you can from it, and prepare yourself for what's to come as best you can, you know? And if you get knocked down, like I just said, pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and get ready to fight again. Never give up. Never. Because you're going through what you're going through for a reason. And that reason might not be clear to you in the moment. It might not be clear for a while after. But it all makes sense. at some point in your life you'll be like, right, I had to go through that, like I just explained with my life. I had to go through whatever I had to go through to get my mum to move us to Montrose to meet my fiance. That's the way I see it, you know. So you will eventually, I don't know, there's no like time limit on this, but eventually you will realise that you had to go through what you went through to get to a certain point in life, you know, to meet someone or get a job or whatever, you know. There's a reason you're going through everything you're going through. Just hang in there and it will get better. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can say for that, apart from repeating myself, which I do a lot. It's quite difficult because certain parts of my life I would think I would have different things to say, but this is just, in general, I would tell myself to hang in there. And I did hang in there, but I would tell myself, you know, that it really does get better. Because at the time you're always like, oh, things has to get better, but it does. It really does. Might be slowly, it might be quick, and it might not ever feel like it's going to get better, but it will. When the time is right, it will get better. Just don't give up. And that's for anyone who's going through anything in life right now. That's an advice I'd give my younger self or anyone who needs advice right now. You know, just hang in there. Make the best of your situation. Learn whatever lessons you can from it. And just get ready for the next ride. So, before I start repeating myself even more, I will say thank you for watching, and until my next video, I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye.